What's going on, everybody? Borderlands 3, oh shit! Finally a reality. And then on April 3rd, I guess we're gonna get the Borderlands 1 remastered, which is the... I'm gonna play it. Actually, I'm tempted to play through the original Borderlands 1 here between now and then, just so I can really see the differences. Crappy blue chest. What's going on there, Tusk? How you doing? Yo Brooke, what up? Frag Zombie. Cryptic Ginger, do I have Facebook? Nah, man. Nah, I don't use Facebook. Facebook is for people who want their personal information skimmed off their computers. So that's not me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. Borderlands 3, that is going to get some heavy duty play for me, no doubt. It's been a long time coming, waiting for another Borderlands game. I'm doing good there, Tusk. What's up, Cunid? Brooks on reset 28, nice. Alright, let's get something started here. Where do we want to start? I think, you know, dungeons are kind of the place. Let me look at what heroes I want to play today. What did we do yesterday? Well, I'm going to keep the... my tenacity set up on hold for when we get Drakenfrost Keep. What am I missing there? I'm missing a vamp, it looks like. Do I have an extra vamp? There we go. Yeah, let's do some beams again today. I kind of want to... You know what? Let's do beams and... I was going to say ballistas, but I've been doing a lot of ballistas. Do we want to get Ramster beams? I mean, we're set up for fire... or for frost lanes. Yeah, what the hell? Let's get Ramster beams today. Alright, let's do it up here. Let's start off. This is where we want to start? Why not? Start off in Molten Citadel here. I'm on US West. Anybody that wants to join, feel free to hop on in. I don't have explosive traps set up yet, Frag. I mean, explosive traps are a great combo with frosty beams. There's no doubt about that. But I still have to upgrade that one. I'm gonna want to do some rerolls on it, and I don't have any reroll tokens. Sadly, nobody's selling them on PC. It's like you never see any for sale. Anybody got any mana? Finch is building. Ramster beams there, Finch. Ramster beams. Keep the weapon mans out of here today. We've seen enough. We've seen enough weapon mans, damn it. Let's see. This is one of my favorite defenses, but there's no doubt I have been using the poo out of them. Let's see. Get our apprentice hats going here. And what else do we want? We wanted Ramsters, right? Let's get some Ramstas. Only got enough for one. Or no, we got enough for two over here. There we go. Man, I'm getting close on the Mystic, but I just cannot get the last few mods that I'm looking for. Oops. Wrong thing. Oh well. We'll live. I don't have my bees set up yet either, Simplex. You gotta remember, I using all of the defenses. That's a lot of grind I've got to do to get everything set up. And it's been, I haven't been very very motivated to grind it, knowing that we still could end up being weeks before we get the DD2 update. I mean, hopefully we get it sooner than that, but it's got a good chance of being multiple weeks still. But one thing at a time. I got my snakes really close. Basically right now I'm trying to focus on the things that I think are going to be a little bit more viable for the Petrify combo once that hits, when we finally do get the update. So I'm trying to get those things dialed in. Like working on the Mystic now. The Mystic potentially could be... I mean, the Mystic is already the best CC in the game, period. Particularly if you add in like the trouble lanes, like frost lanes. Nothing can do what a Mystic can. Yep. Sorry, Barbs. You can't do what a Mystic can do on frost lanes. She's just too good. But she's got the potential to be absurdly overpowered in the CC department once that Petrify combo comes. And we're going to just have to see how it all plays together. I am so stoked about Borderlands 3, though. I absolutely cannot wait. They actually had a few good, you know, of course they focused, like, what, 45 minutes of the hour stage time they had on their publishing company and not on Gearbox as a developer. But there does look like there's some other cool games coming. Astroneer is going to be getting published by them, I'm assuming. Or there's some kind of going to be some kind of a publisher agreement with them. You can use the same as any other defense, Nomani. Deadly Strike Shard or defense range mods. I mean, all defenses are the same, really, in that regard. I mean, all defenses are the same in most regards, to be honest. I mean, you use, like, the same... Like, there's 6 overall shards or whatever that get used on defenses out of all of the shards. Yeah, out of all of the shards. The specialty ones, sadly, are kind of insignificant, but hoping that Petrify combo is going to change that, because a lot of them are poison related, you know? Like, I use the poison snakes right now, and it's actually a DPS loss to use the snakes, poison snakes, over using a better mod. They're both really good, to be honest, OG. I would get whatever playstyle you like the best. I mean, the Mystic and the Abyss Lord are both incredible CC heroes. You know, the Mystic has the Obelisk, which is a really nice tool in Onslaught. And then the Abyss Lord has the Ramsters, which is a really nice tool in Onslaught. So it's, you know, it's a kind of a whichever you prefer type situation. The Abyss Lord is another one, though, that's just super strong in crowd control. Trendy made the Dungeon Defenders games. I mean, they haven't made any other games that I'm aware of, anyway. They made the Playverse system, which is a big fail. That's, I think, part of that is, I mean, Trendy as a company had a few major fails. And I think that is, in part, why they wanted to start fresh with the name Chromatic. They try to put that stuff behind them, since it's mostly different people involved now. Water will work on Cannonball Towers, but the thing you have to realize is it would switch it to magic damage, and cannons, one of their biggest benefits is their physical damage. So particularly if you're doing Onslaught, you want to have defenses that are physical. Well, you would have to have a separate set of cannons to keep a physical cannon. I mean, cannons are the go-to boss killers against Spellbreaker lanes, which are very, very abundant, particularly higher in Onslaught. Thank you very much for subscribing there, Zerine. I do appreciate it. Am I going to stop playing DD2? Nah. You guys know. I'm hooked. I mean, I'm going to play more DDA than I am DD2, but I'm never going to stop playing DD2. I'll be the last person. When they finally decide, okay, you know, DD17 is coming out now, it's time to get rid of some of these old games, I'll be the last guy to get kicked off the server before it shuts down. I mean, like I said, I'm going to play more DDA, particularly right at the beginning. I got to check it out and see if I like it, you know? I mean, whichever one I like more is the one I'll end up playing more. I mean, I'm running out of things to do in DD2 other than just, like, fine-tune sets of gear for no real reason, just to do it. You know, which obviously I'm going to do. Just because I like that sort of thing, you know? But I'm pretty stoked about the Borderlands stuff today. I know you guys don't want to hear about it. You all want to hear about DD2. Well, there's no new info for DD2 to talk about today. However, there is Borderlands info to talk about today. And man, I'm just so looking forward to that. I'm going to have to get wrecked working on some Borderlands. And right now, the channel art is DD2, Fortnite, and Warframe. I'm going to have to get wrecked to start working on making it DDA, DD2, and Borderlands, and what else? Could be a lot of things in there. You have 6,000 plain motes now. That'll probably get it done. I think the total that I needed with all of my stuff was like 3,000, or it was like 2,900, which I haven't even used them all yet. I'm still just going one piece at a time because I don't plan on taking anything to Chaos 8 until it's 100% now. Oops. Well, Ramsters are good. Ramsters actually lose some of their value in higher floors. But against Frost lanes, Ramsters are awesome. Particularly in the lower floors, like, say, 200 or less. They start to lose their effectiveness a bit after that, just because their upgrade value is crap. So you just don't get anything out of upgrades for them, you know? Let's see, who else do we have? We have beams. I feel like I should be getting one flame aura in here just because of all these cobalts. I mean, it would be a lot smarter. There's a lot of cobalt flyers, you know? Pardon me. Since we're not using any air defense. Let's do something like that. That was way too much mana on that lane, but we'll make up for it over here. I think this lane will just go with a straight up spawn camp. Let's see. Man, that's too much mana too. Wow, I'm way overspending. Maybe just go with the flame aura. You know what, let me move it all closer, because I want that cobalt getting spawn camped. Let's see, we'll just go one snake. One snake and one ram. Let's see how that does. I think the entire world is pretty stoked about Borderlands 3 there, Blitz. I've had a hard time talking about anything else this stream so far. I mean, that's the news. That's the news of the day. In fact, you know, I don't want to understate anything for any other awesome games that might be coming out, but that is the biggest news of PAX East. And we're only 2 hours into PAX East or whatever. Or I guess it's like 4 hours into PAX East. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for anything else that's going at PAX East to stand up to that. You know? I mean, that's just big, big news. Let's see, how are we going to do this one? This lane's going to need to be managed here, I think. Only leaves 60 left. I overspent on those other lanes just by too much. Here, let's upgrade that. No, cyborgs are orcs. They're not warboars. It would work on Tuskar, but cyborgs is orcs. So anti-orc works on cyborgs. Anti-melee, anti-orc, anti-chaos. What else? Am I missing anything else? I think that's it. Anti-melee, anti-chaos, and anti-orc would be the three that would work against cyborgs. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to play through Borderlands 1. I'm not going to play, I'm just going to play through the story. I probably won't go through all the DLCs and everything. Just so I can see the differences more between 1 and the remaster when they release it. Because they're changing things. 4-player co-op. There's going to be shift codes. You guys all know Borderlands is big on giving out the shift codes on Twitter and everything. There's always shift codes available. But I'm just looking forward to all that Borderlands info. I mean, some of y'all know because you've been around a long time. Some of y'all don't. But I actually got a Hyperion tattoo on my leg. I'm committed. You know what I'm saying? Me and Borderlands go way back. What mods do I have on my weapon, man? I'm using Water, Shocking Revelations, and Tenacity. The two required mods on Weapon Man's would be Water and Shocking Revelations. As a third, you can use Defense Rate, Defense Range, Tenacity, like I'm doing. I think the most popular is actually Defense Range, to be honest. What is Earth Shatter Tower, tower-wise? I don't understand. It's a single target Earth damage tower, if that's what you're asking. You can make it AoE through the knock-up shard, which is definitely strongly encouraged. And then Shatterquake. Shatterquake is very buggy right now. A lot of people are aware of that. But Shatterquake scales off of number of mobs. So unless it's a very, very dense pack of mobs, Shatterquake is never going to really be worth using. Because it's the more mobs, the better it does. You know, so if you got just a huge lane, like say you got a Timmy lane, or you got a, you know, a cat. Earth Shatters are going to wreck that. Or Shatterquake is going to wreck that. Mama just wants to see my legs. I know how it is. Earth Shatter is extremely strong. I don't know who's telling you Earth Shatter is trash now, but that's not accurate by any means. It's very strong. It's AoE crowd control if you shard it right. You know? Earth Shatters are beast. I don't use them very often right now because they're buggy, and I don't want to show buggy stuff on stream. So, oops, god dang it, why do I keep hitting the ramsters? Been so used to just spamming into the defenses here lately. Oh, that stinks on board. They got some big sales right now for anybody who doesn't have Borderlands 2 that plays on PC. Earth Shatters were not nerfed, dude. I don't know where that's coming from there, Dixon, but Earth Shatters are beast. Beast. Yeah, Anti-Chaos is a really strong mod, Proud Hero. Figure Anti-Chaos goes against, what, Vanguards, Cyborgs, Geodes, Lady Orc Berserkers, Assassins, Hex Throwers, and then Cobalt Flyers. So it's like all of the really common Onslaught mobs that can end up giving you a hard time depending on your setup. Shatterquake got nerfed, but it didn't actually get nerfed, it got fixed. It's still bugged, it's got buggy issues with other things, but Shatterquake used to have no stack limit, and now it has a stack limit, but that's the only thing that's changed with Earth Shatters. But Shatterquake was an optional mod anyway, because like I said, it scales 100% off a number of mobs. It creates an AoE off of every mob that is there. That is not very hard hitting. However, if you have a ton of mobs, it stacks up. And the more mobs, of course, the more it stacks. The buggy stuff was definitely not a nerf. The buggy stuff makes them extremely overpowered, though. So it's just basically the exact opposite of what you were saying. The buggy stuff makes them cheaty levels to use. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But Earth Shatters are extremely strong. Shatterquake is definitely an optional mod, though, for it. Like I said, on a big lane, it's huge. Yeah, Mystic at full appeasement gets a huge speed boost. This is why I'm running around so fast. When you get the little snake flying around you, you got super speed, basically. That's the full appeasement snake. I'm going to be doing a full Mystic spotlight. That will be the first spotlight of the update, as soon as the update comes. That is 100% for certain. The Nuke Monk's going to be back in there again with a final version. But these hero spotlights I'm going to do after the update hits are probably going to be final versions. I don't anticipate there being any changes for me to want to change any setups after this next update. So what do you think there, Sandro? Are you going to play some DDA? I haven't heard your thoughts on it. I have a hard time calling you Sandro, but I'll call you Sandro. Let's see, what do we got? Proton, Maliciousness. Oh, wave starts. That's alright, we'll just spam it. That's an easy fix. I did it too. I hit G. Quick spammer build and it's all good. Throw the other stuff in after. We good, we good. Well, awesome. Well, we'll have to get some matches in. Then I'm looking forward to it. Right now, I just can't get Borderlands out of my head. You guys will have to forgive me today, but, I mean, it's a big day in the world of Borderlands. It's been a lot of years. I mean, I played Borderlands 2 with my son when he was, like, a teenager. And now he's running flight missions in the Navy. I mean, it's been a long time coming. You know, we've wanted another Borderlands. And it's coming. It's coming. Snakes are really good, is why I use them. They've got some big, strong weaknesses. But one of the main reasons I'm using them today is just because I want to play DPS on the Mystic, and I'm really lazy. So I don't, you know, I don't want to have to swap my hero deck. I want to just be able to throw stuff down and go. That way I can just kind of pay attention to chat. The Mystic is the perfect, or this Mystic build I'm using is the perfect live streamer character. Because it's aimbot. You know, this is the aimbot Mystic reborn. I'm not finished with her yet, so I'm not going to do a hero spotlight yet. But this is the aimbot Mystic right here. So, I mean, I don't have to look at the screen. I can just shoot. And then I can watch chat. So it's perfect for a live streamer. That and the crowd control is so effective when you get into high Onslaught levels that, you know, it's still super solid to use. Yeah, quintuple and heavy both do the same thing. So whatever you have, you can even mix and match them. You know, say you got a quintuple for the boots and a heavy for the gloves. It's all good. After the update hits. Bees are completely different than Earth Shatter, so it's hard to compare those two side by side. Bees are really strong. Bees are, their AI is buggy, is the problem with bees. I mean, every defense has upsides and downsides, right? With bees, the upside is huge amount of 3-target power, or the potential to hit 3 targets, and then the downside is their AI is a little buggy. I mean, bees are super strong. They'll definitely be in my rotation. The next DPS hero I plan on doing is going to be the Dryad. So we're like, I'm DPSing on the Mystic now, so I'm going to use snakes. If I'm DPSing on the Dryad, I'm going to be using some bees. Now, I'm not going to just spam bees. I'm going to use other stuff. But I will have bees in the mix. Oh, bees are awesome. I mean, I used bees through quite a few of my Ancient Power resets. I mean, they still get the job done, even with the buggy AI. I mean, if their AI wasn't buggy, they would be back to being ridiculously overpowered again. So it's, I mean, it's not intentional, but it brings bees down to a more realistic level compared to other defenses. Because they are just good, you know, it's just, they're just good. No other way to put it. See, the benefit of this, you see the shots going up to that top lane too, which I'm clearly aiming down this path. So the benefit to this build is you basically, you don't get map-wide coverage, but you get really large area coverage of just spamming projectiles around the map. So, I mean, as far as like big single target numbers, you just don't get it. There is no no big single target number associated with the Shadow Flame Dagger on the Mystic. You actually do way more single target damage in just meleeing. You can do Mass Destruction and Destruction. I mean, you can't stack 2 Destruction Shards. It's got, you know, there's only 2 Destruction Shards. There's Destruction and Mass Destruction, so that's all you can use. I mean, if there was a third one, then maybe you could use that, but there's not. Best way to farm gold is by playing Chaos 7 Expeditions in a full group. Will be the most gold you can earn per map, plus the most loot you can earn per map. So you get the chances, a greater chance of getting a 10 out of 10 mod since there's more loot. And then of course, you know, that's where the real gold can come. If you get the right mod, if you want to sell it, you can end up making tons of gold. There's supposed to be another Q&A tomorrow to make up for last weekend's Q&A. So I'll be putting together a what we know so far video this afternoon about DDA. And then tomorrow, of course, is the Q&A. I'll be live with some DD2 right after it on Twitch tomorrow. Yeah, C10, if you've got a 10 out of 10 C8 defense rate, not a C10 defense rate. If you got a 10 out of 10 Chaos 8 quality defense rate, it's going to be really, really strong addition to any tower because it frees up a shard slot. So, I mean, one of the strongest setups on any defense that you could use right now would be defense rate and 2 anti-mods. You're gonna get the most raw power against enemies. I'm certain it'll hit it today, Jordan. The 350k goal gives Massacre Mode. I mean, I'm excited to get the game and start playing it. We know we gotta wait for it. The Kickstarter is just the beginning. Now, we'll get more and more info about the game, I'm sure, over the next months. It's different on different... Defense power mod's not going to be a super hot item. But it's going to be different on every platform, so there's no set way. Frag Zombie put together an auction site, an auction Discord site, where you can set it up auction house style, and then people can bid on it. The best thing I can tell you about any 10 of 10 mod is don't just put it up for sale. Negotiate the deal first. That way you don't miss out on anything or overprice it. You know, you don't want to do either. If you overprice it, of course, nobody will buy it. If you underprice it, then of course you're missing out on. You're missing out. So, you know, you want to avoid both of those. Let's see. Got a really bad lag spike there for a second. It was when somebody was joining. Yeah, it's bad, Hayden. I feel you. The temple on PS4 is a real problem. It's something that needs to get addressed because it makes, you know, it basically makes Onslaught unplayable. You know, you can't climb floors if every 10th floor you come to a roadblock based off of just the game stability. Frag Zombie has been a big voice for the PS4 community. and particularly about that. So hopefully Chromatic gets that squared away here soon. I think we're good, right? We got snakes all over. Let's throw another snake down. Why not? More snakes. More snakes. Let's see. We'll put in a flyer snake up top. If you can't get past floor 32, then you just need to look at your lanes, basically. I mean, that's really low. Floor 32 is still at the end of Chaos 7 difficulty. It's the last Chaos 7 level, essentially. So it's just a matter of slowing down your build and looking at the mutators that are there, looking at the mobs that are there, make sure you're using the right defenses. You don't want to just spam the same defenses on every lane, particularly if you're just getting started. Yeah, Frost Orcs are meant to ignore tenacity. The Frost Orc doesn't put an effect on your tower. The Frost Orc is radiating that aura off itself, so the only way to get rid of it is to kill it. Well, you need to broaden out from there, Steven, is the problem. You can't just use 2 heroes and expect to be able to do Onslaught. You have to use your full array. I mean, there's that many different types of mobs and mutators. You don't need EV2, but you need a variety. I mean, EV2 is strong, don't get me wrong. It would be my recommendation as far as what hero to get. But you can't just go in with 2 heroes and expect to win. That's just not going to happen. No, that's not your problem. Your problem is you're using 2 heroes to build with, Steven. If it's a lane with cyborgs, don't put down auras. You know, if it's a lane with kobolds nearby, don't put down towers. You know, you have to look at what's there and go from there. There's zero reason to have to do Ancient Power as far as Onslaught climbs go. The highest that I'm aware of right now is like over 400. Floor 400 with no Ancient Power. So that's definitely not the problem. What's going on there, Machine? VF, what up? But yeah, I mean, the #1 advice I could give anybody in Onslaught is slow down. Don't build, you can't build it like you would a campaign or expeditions map. Each lane is its own map. So you build this lane for what's right here. Doesn't matter what's over there. All that matters is what's right here. And then you come over to this lane, and you forget what you just did there, and you build this lane versus what's over here. That's what Onslaught is all about. Well, if you've made it to floor 484, you can make it to floor 900. It's just a matter of having the time to do the grind, you know? I mean, you already know the routine there. If you're that high, then you're using weapon mans. You know, and forcing as much crowd control as possible. Controller servo would not be a go-to on Flame Auras unless you're always going to have crowd control in the area. The second there's no crowd control in the area, then controller servo does 0. I mean, if you're always going to have crowd control somewhere, controller servo is the best anti-mod you could use on any defense. But are you always going to have crowd control there? Because flame auras alone don't have any crowd control. There's zero benefit. So, I mean, if you don't mind saying, okay, when I use a flame aura, I have to use this defense as well, or, you know, if you don't mind that, then yeah, controller servo's the stuff. I mean, it affects every mob, you know. It's an anti-mod that affects every mob. Well, every mob that's able to be controlled out of that lane anyway. You guys know what I mean. Stacking's buggy on all platforms, Marcus. It's just crap. The only way to stack properly is to go back and forth from the material, or from the vault. But stacking has been an issue in DD2 ever since the beginning on any item that's stackable. It's just one of those eyesores in the UI, sadly. I gotta get my obelisk dialed in on this one too. If I'm gonna be playing a mystic, not using an obelisk seems kind of silly. Just such a strong addition to any build. They've been double snaked. That's weird. The range on this Call to Madness, the mod from what I've tested doesn't work. But that other one certainly looked larger than mine did. Who is that? That's onboard. Let's see. Where's onboard at? Let's see. No, they're the same size. The shard to increase the range of Call to Madness doesn't work. Any tricks for floor 865? I would ask Nictus. Obviously, there's tricks. But things like that are not things I'm going to be able to discuss. So yeah, talk to Nictus. Make friends with Nictus. Making friends with Nictus is the answer to all your problems. Sorry, Nictus. Don't mean to throw you out there like that. But that would be the truth. Now, don't go spamming Nictus a bunch of messages and saying I told you to. You gotta meet him organically. If you see him in a tavern, say hi. But yeah, Nictus is the king of all things. Onslaught related. No doubt. I kind of want to do a video about the Chaos 8 shards too, which there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about. But there's some good Chaos 8 shards coming in this next update. Yeah, it's all about crowd control. You can use whatever damaging defenses you want. Nictus is proof of that. But reflect beams are really strong. Don't get me wrong. They're going to be even stronger when the Chaos 8 stuff releases because they're going to get real range. Or it'll be very easy to hit the range caps without using Vicious. Let's see, I think we good there, right? But yeah. All about crowd control. I mean, it's a tower defense game, you know? Every tower defense game out there is all about slowing down the enemies. So, Dungeon Defenders 1 and 2 are no different. Let's see. Let's get snaky. think we good there. Well, yeah, I mean, there's people that have done some heavy-duty grinds, no doubt. The thing you have to realize is, like, doing AP grinds, that's just a matter of how much Netflix do you have. If you're not very caught up on your Netflix and you've got lots of shows to watch to catch you up, then yeah, you can do some heavy-duty AP grinds. But if not, it will suck away a little bit of your soul just for grinding it. It's the most boring thing ever. You lose a little bit of your soul every time you hit that AP button. Unless you've got just a whole lot of stuff to watch. And I'm talking a whole lot of stuff. Like saying you have 100 hours worth of shows to watch is not enough. Oh, I don't know. I'm not privy to any private information about Dungeon Defenders, so I wouldn't know that or not. There's plenty of people that have been banned before for reasons that are not, you know, that I'm unaware of. But yeah. Most snakes. It's 70 is the max, Pedro. You get the bonuses, but no more AP points. Well, I mean, you get the AP points. There's just nowhere to use them. So, I mean, you'll have them if they ever add more in the future. I just had a real hard time even doing my last 5, to be honest with you, because I just don't feel the value of those points. I don't think that putting the points in to even say like the respawn timer, and everybody will be like, well, Juice, you fall off the map all the time. Yeah, I do, but I don't lose rounds from it. I don't lose from falling off the map, you know. So I just don't see any value to that, because the number of matches that I have lost that I would have won if I respawned quicker is nowhere near the amount of gameplay time that it took to get those 5 points. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the build time, other than mastery mode, I just don't really see a benefit to it at all. I mean, you do your building during the build phase, not during the combat phase, and it's not affecting your repair speed. If it affected like your repair and upgrade speed, then I would say hell yes. Get it. Do it up. Wrong place to talk about stuff like that, Dixon. Remember, the reason I get all of these giveaway codes to give away to you all is because I agreed with Trendy and now Chromatic to not show or discuss anything along the lines of exploits. Absolutely, I agree, Pro Ace, 100%. So, I mean, I got those 5 points, but that build time one, I just don't see any benefit to it. I mean, I'm just not building during combat phases, except in Mastery. And I've already completed Mastery. So, I mean, I've got no reason to grind out those points. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm jealous of Nictus's gold and XP bonus. But the amount of time he put into it, in mugs, the amount of time they put into it, those guys deserve it, you know? You know, that's just a crazy amount of grind that they did. I don't know how Nictus does it, because Nictus does that in every game he plays. I mean, dude is... grind is like, yeah, whatever. It's what I do, you know. He is the super grinder. There's no doubt. In mugs, I don't talk to mugs as often as Nictus. I don't know him super well, but it seems like a cool guy. Or gal. And dude is the master of the grind. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones, the entire Game of Thrones, 3 times doing Ancient Power resets. I mean, there's just not enough stuff to watch. That's worth rewatching, you know? I rewatched The Walking Dead, all of The Walking Dead. I rewatched all of Vikings. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get bored with it. I know, like, Nictus is just always online in DD2. I'm sure Nictus is waiting for that Petrified combo to come, too. Because the only thing that could help him move forward at this point is more strange interactions with the different forms of CC, and add another CC to the mix is definitely TDA is probably not going to be that good. I think DDA is going to be awesome. I mean, it's all about coming through with those promises, you know? I mean, I've said it already, and I try to stay positive here, but it's no secret, and the Chromatic folks know it too. If DDA turns out to be another Dungeon Defenders Eternity, then the Dungeon Defenders franchise will be over. Because no one is going to trust him again. And that's pretty harsh to say, but DDE was a complete train wreck. And if DDA turns into that, they're going to lose a lot of people that really love their games. No, DDA is not going to be free, but there's not going to be any microtransactions either. So DDA will be cheaper than DD2 in that regard. I think it's going to be really good, though, you know? But like I said, it's a matter of coming through with the promises. You know, if DDA turns out to be everything that Elandrian's hyping it up to be, then it's going to be an incredible game. But none of us will know for sure until we play it, you know? Yeah, Playverses will be done. I mean, Playverse will not be used in any way in DDA. And that's a big problem right now, for sure. The Playverse system stinks. It's where a lot of our game crashes and disconnects and stuff come from. Yeah, I think it'll hit Massacre Mode. It's getting really close. Like I said, I'm going to do a video this afternoon. Kind of a what we know so far type video. But I do think, Massacre Mode's kind of a no-brainer. It's going to happen. Which is good, you know. We all want something else. Well, Massacre Mode is something else. Now, I was really hoping it would get to that customizable tavern, and I'm really hoping that Chromatic adds that in. Because I do think that was a big draw from DD1, is being able to show off your trophies and stuff. What's going on there, cool kid? I just really feel like that's a big part, you know? I mean, I was motivated to do it. Go through my inventory here real quick. Sorry, y'all. Somebody else wants to build. Who we got? We got Onboard here. I'll make Onboard do it. Thanks, Onboard. Here we got Angel here as well. It's different for every character, Pro Ace. Depends on the scaling. Every character scales differently with hero health, though. Come on, let's start the day off with a 10, huh? Be there, why don't you? Oh, there's one. Yay, starting the day off with a 10. This is my first inventory scouring of the day. What do you guys think it is? I haven't gotten a Skelly Boom in a while. I'm about due for a Skelly Boom. Let's see. Crit damage servo. I'll take it. That's not terrible. It's not something that I'm directly looking for right now, but that is usable for sure. I'm going to start saving some of these 5 or better so I can get these heroes put together. I know everybody wants to see hero spotlights. And I've been really picky on the mods that I'm using. And I think I need to lower my standards a little bit. I think it'll be around 30. I mean, I don't know. I might be completely off, but I can't see it being more than $39.99. But I think $29.99 would be a very fair price for it. You know, especially assuming that it's going to come with some free content down the road. It certainly won't be $65. I mean, if you look at the trend on most Kickstarters, the price that you can get, the Kickstarter price, is going to be a nice bit lower than what price you would get for paying for it, you know, full retail on release day. We've been volcanoed in. Old board stuck under the volcanoes. We'll sell them on board. See, we already got snakes here. Why did that not place? Very weird. Oh, we don't have it, or I don't have enough mana to place it, is why. Derp, derp, derp. There we go, there we go. I can't see it being $19.99, but maybe. You never know. I don't care where they sell it. I mean, I think it'll be on Steam. But if it's on the Epic Store, I don't care. I'm still going to get it. I mean, I use the Epic Store now. I don't like having all the different game launchers. But I've sadly become accustomed to using the Epic Store. So, I mean, Steam and the Epic Store are kind of like normal go-tos for me. I mean, just the free game every 2 weeks is worth downloading the Epic launcher. Even if you don't play any of the other games on their store. It's only 3.65 mil. That seems like a waste of 100 DU to me. You got to get more than that out of a volcano for it to be worth it. I mean, you can get a flame aura under over 3.65 mil, and you could place 3 of them for the cost of 1 volcano. That don't seem very worth. Why is Burning Strikes not kicking in? There it goes. That was some unlucky timing there. Volcanoes are fun, though. I mean, nothing puts on a fireworks show like a volcano, you know? I love them. I love me some volcano action. But it's a novelty. We all know it's a novelty. It's just a fun one. There's no way it'll be that high, cool kid. There's just no way it's going to be that expensive. It's not going to be priced like a big box game. It's an indie company. I mean, I don't know what it will be, but there is no doubt in my mind that it will be nowhere near that much. Like I said, I personally would guess the highest it could be is like $40, the $39.99 range. I think that is the absolute highest it could possibly go, in my mind. I mean, you know, who knows? I may be way off, but I just can't see there's any chance that it's going to be that much. I'm going to be running some little contests with that for any of you video editors out there. Oh, 4,700. Nice. Yeah, I think that's a fair price, Shane. We don't have any specifics like that yet. I mean, we know that the OG heroes will be there, but we don't know what other heroes are going to make it. I mean, I'm assuming there will be lots of them, but I don't know how many will be there at launch. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some more info tomorrow, or some new info. Been a few weeks since they did a Q&A stream, you know. What's going on there, Yankee Islander? How you doing? Sirens going like a mofo? What happened? Something bad happened. There's sirens going all over the place. I think 60 frames per second will be a no-brainer with Unreal 4. The cross-platform, they've said, won't be there at launch, but it's their goal to get it in as soon as possible. What's going on, Kevin? How you doing? They've said that they're confident they're going to be able to get cross saves in right at launch, but they said that cross-play probably won't be there at launch, is the last thing they've said. Now, that will probably get updated tomorrow, because I know that's a big hot topic. But, I mean, for me, the cross saves means I'll be able to play with everybody. Because I'll be, you know, I'll be able to do Xbox on Tuesday, PlayStation on Wednesday, Switch on Thursday, PC on Friday, Saturday, or whatever. I'll be able to do that. Now, I'm still going to play on PC more than the others. But I'll be able to play with y'all no matter where you at. What we got them sewers? I G'd again. Premature G. Let's see how we want to do this. I think one will be fine, right? Let's get one up here for last resort for the Flyers, though. I don't have any plans on doing an Xbox stream anytime in the near future, Eduardo. I mean, with DDA, I'll be doing it all the time, but with DD2, it's just, it's, you know, it's such a grind. Trying to grind things out on multiple platforms. People would expect me to hop in on the Xbox and play Chaos 7, and that's just not realistic. I mean, I could do it solo, but I certainly couldn't do it in a group. And it's just not, it's not fun going through the climb over and over and over again. I've already done it, you know. It's one of those been there, done there things, and it's just really tough to get motivated to play it on another platform. I was just talking about that the other day. I've got a little back pain going right at the moment. I had a back surgery when I was young. And every now and then it comes back to bite me a bit, and it's at that stage. And I was thinking, man, it sure would be nice if I had something to play on the Switch, because I've got a Switch now. Not one single game on it. I've got Mario Kart, but I'm saving that to play with the wife this weekend. I don't want to get a head start on her, you know. I should, because she's going to beat my ass. She's way better at racing games than me. Well, it's way quicker to reroll mods, Kevin. I mean, in a perfect world, it would be better to just find them. But, I mean, you could play for literally thousands of hours and never find a 10 of 10 mod that you want. You know? I definitely won't play Fortnite on the Switch. Huh. Does the remote play work for Android too, Frag? Do you know? Because I've got a nice Android tablet. That's kind of cool. That'll bust I'll bust my tablet back out and put it to work if that's the case. Diablo 3 is one I've been heavily debating on. I like the game. Path of Exile, I know the Path of Exile fans will not be happy with me, but Path of Exile just made me want to play Diablo 3. I'm not gonna lie. I just think Diablo 3 is more polished. Path of Exile has more depth once you get to that point, but as a casual player of those types of games, I think Diablo is a better universe for me personally. Well, I have yet to play a game on my Switch, even personally, so that's why I haven't done any streams with the Switch. I've only powered it up long enough to get the updates on it. I'll have something on there soon. Yeah, I really enjoyed Diablo 3. I mean, I really enjoyed Path of Exile. I just don't think the new player experience for it is very good. I mean, I got no problem. You guys know I got no problem with endgame grind. You know, like DD2, I've done the grind. Yeah, I've got the subscription service, Jordan. If you mean the... I don't even know what it's called. I just, like I said, I'm brand new to... It's been a long time since I've had a Nintendo game. But I did sign up for that thing. The thing. I don't even know what it gets me. Oh, nice. So does that mean I could play remote play on my tablet and play DD2 on my tablet? Is that how that works? I mean, how cool would that be? There's some cool free retro games on there. Oh, nice. I'll have to check those out. I almost fired up Galaga on the Xbox the other night. I had just an itch to play some Galaga. Now I just cannot get Borderlands out of my head. You know, that's just long awaited news. That's just awesome. The Borderlands news from today. I feel sorry for whoever has the main stage at PAX this afternoon. It's going to be hard for them to outdo the Borderlands stuff. Not quite. A few more years there, Dixon. A few more years. I'll be 46 in May. Got a little ways to go yet. Oh, there's an unofficial Xperia app, so the remote play won't work. Yeah, I got Tales from the Borderlands on the tablet. I'm really thinking I'm gonna play some Borderlands tonight. Borderlands 1. I may not go through the whole game, but I want to, I want to be able to see the differences, and it's been so long. I mean, it's been what? It's been 10 years? Has it been 10 years since I played Borderlands 1? I want to be able to see the differences when the remastered version hits. You should put it on whatever your most used defense is, Shane. Whatever defense you use more than anything else is what you should put it on. Only just over an hour. Hour and 16 minutes. You can do exclamation uptime. We'll get you the exact. Oh, in years? I don't know. I started streaming probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe? Or no, it's got to be longer than that, I guess. What, the YouTube channel has been there for 7 years, so it's probably been 5 years that I've been streaming, something like that. I didn't stream at first. Back in the day, streaming wasn't as popular, and now streaming is way more popular, you know? Back in the day, they used to say, all the pros used to say, start streaming when you get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. But that's when, like, Twitch was brand new. Justin TV just switched over to Twitch. Hey, why am I taking so long to load into these maps? I bet it's because my inventory is so full. Yeah, there's 70 ancient powers, if that's what you're referring to. But there's quite a few of them are extremely optional. Ain't gonna fit there. On Android, I don't mind. I don't use any unofficial apps on PC, but on Android it doesn't bother me as much. I don't know why. A double standard, I guess. I've got a friend, a real life friend, that is the master of all things Android, if you know what I'm saying. So he hooks it up quite frequently. Here I was supposed to use Ramsters today, and we're getting all these maps where I could be adding Ramsters in, and I keep forgetting. This here is a terrible Ramster lane, though. I guess it's not terrible. But it's not spectacular, that's for sure. Which APs are least useful? I think the most useless one would be the build time, Ancient Builder, or whatever it's called. In my mind, this one right here is completely useless. In my mind, the second most useless would be this one. So these two can just not be used. This one, the Ancient Strikes with the increased defense range, you get little value out of it with a lot of defenses. So, I mean, I do think this one is useful, but it's not as high as, like, defense power or crit chance or whatever, you know? I think those are all way better, personally. Oops, wrong hero. The snake pointing the right way? I can't get the snake turned around. What the hell, snake? Ah, still pointing the wrong way. There we go, that'll work. Well, I mean, that's a matter of personal preference, but I would go the Dryad or the Mystic. The Barbarian I wouldn't add on. The Barbarian adds the least, because there's no towers. So I would not add the Barbarian on until the very end, personally. There's no substitute for having better towers, you know, or having more towers. Especially when you're newer to the game and going through, like, Mastery and all that stuff. Terminator! What's going on there, Term? And then it comes down to what do you like more, melee or ranged. If you like ranged heroes more, then go Gunwitch instead of Barb. If you like melee heroes more, then go Barb instead of Gunwitch, you know? But always get all the builders. Get all the builders first. More builders gives you more versatility, you know? I mean, if I personally, now everybody's got their own personal favorites, and there's really no wrong order. Because if you keep playing DD2, eventually you're going to have all the heroes. But if I personally, knowing what I know and knowing how I like to play, was starting over and adding new heroes, I would probably get the EV2 first. Then I'd probably get the Dryad. Then I'd probably get the Mystic. Then I'd probably get the Lavamancer. Like, as my first bunch of new heroes, that's what I would do. Quicksilver, what's up? Who's the best, Batman or Quicksilver? How do you even ask that question? You already know the answer to that there, Quick. Batman is greater than all things. I mean, the real-life Quicksilver, of course, is greater than Batman. But as far as the comic versions, Batman wins. Worst case scenario, he will buy your house and you'll be homeless. You'll have all your superpowers and nowhere to live. No, I wouldn't say the volcano is better than the obelisk. I would say the obelisk is better, personally. I've been playing DD2 since it launched. And since it came into the initial pre-alpha stage. So, what, this year, I think, this October will be my 5-year stream anniversary. So I've been playing it for over 5 years now. I think I started in February 5 years ago, I believe. Just do it. The easiest thing to do is go to a private tavern there, trust flicks, and then just add them through Steam or through Xbox or PlayStation like you normally would. But do it from a private tavern. You can invite your friends. I mean, if you're on Steam, just go through Steam like any other game. But just the main thing is just do it from a private tavern. Because then there will be no conflicts with them getting into the match and all that. The problem is Playverse is just a bad system, and you know, like the in-game system is through Playverse. So, I mean, I'll have it all the time, quite frequently, where like one friend I can't invite to a group, another friend I can, and then the third friend has to like join the other friend that I was able to invite. I'm using what, split beams, destruction, and defense rate, I believe. I'm not sure, I'll have to look. Well, if you don't have any friends, then, you know, Steam's not going to save you. What do we got over here? Nothing good. Ooh, big doggy barking. You can. You just can't do multiple defenses. You can do a hero and one defense. Like all of my DPS heroes all build with one defense. But it's a matter of how much ascension you get. You know, the more ascension you get, of course, the more you can branch out. But, I mean, to completely cap, like, a defense, it takes over 6,000 ascension. So, I mean, being able to do 2 would take 12,000 ascension. So, it's just the battle of the ascension level. Is there a time when the game really gets boring? Yeah. I mean, it's a grind game. So there's always times where it will get a little boring. That's when it's a good time to take a break and play something else. You know, we've all got our grind tolerance. Some are higher than others. But any game you play, if it gets boring, it's time to take a break and play another game. That's just the basic rule of gaming, you know. You got to enjoy what you're doing. If it's not entertaining to you, then there's no point. Because that's what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be your entertainment. Let me get all this stuff upgraded now that there's one mob left in wave 5. Here, I'll spend my mana finally. Alright, no more Nimbus Reach. Damn, we've got Nimbus Reach all damn day. What other games do I play? I'm playing Satisfactory right now. I'm playing Factory Town right now. I still haven't finished to Act 10 of Path of Exile. I want to finish that out. I can't resist downloading Borderlands 1 and playing some of that later on today. I'm going to be streaming it when the remastered version comes out. Yeah, part of me really wants to play the Division 2. I've got real life friends playing it as well. But I'm not in a position where I can sink the time that I think Division 2 will require. So I decided against it. I've got real life friends giving me a super hard time about it too. Because we all played Division 1 together. It was friends from work. And, you know, and I'm from DC. I grew up in Washington, DC. And they're like, come on, man, how are you leaving DC unprotected? They're giving me the full RP headache over it. I played a lot of Borderlands 2. So I probably won't be revisiting Borderlands 2. But I'll definitely be playing that Borderlands 3 remastered. No doubt about that. Or Borderlands 1 remastered, pardon me. Borderlands 3 is kind of a no-brainer. But it looks like that Borderlands 1 remastered is going to be here on April 3rd. So that's really soon. It's next week, you know? Let's get some Rammies up in here. Yep, I only got enough DU for one. You live next to Washington, D.C.? Nice. Where at? Maryland or Virginia? We can sell one of these and get one. I watch the Red Wings. I don't really watch any other hockey though. I do watch the Red Wings play though. The wife's from Michigan. She's a big Red Wings fan as well. Yeah, exclamation spotlights in chat there, Paulo. And there's all you need to know about the monk is there. Pennsylvania, close enough. Fair enough. I've gotten myself in trouble many, many times in Philly when I was a teenager. They're both great games. I mean, I personally, you know, I played Borderlands 2 way more than Borderlands 1. But they're both great games for sure. You just do exclamation spotlights in chat, Paulo. Exclamation spotlights will get you a link to the playlist. Oh, she is indeed a Wolverine. Sorry, I had to mute you there for just a sec. Had a kitty cat emergency. A kitty cat emergency. Oh my god, Geek Illustrator dead. I'm not even going to repeat those words out loud. Oof. That deserves a jump off the map. There's Buckeyes fans over here, dear. Well, I'm not going to repeat it there, Geek Illustrator, but I can tell you that you've been told. Just go ahead, spit it out. He can handle it. Oh, and she said your new coach is gonna suck. There, you've been told twice. That's fair. I've got it pretty easy. I started off I went to school in Georgetown and then moved to Colorado State. In Colorado State, I mean, if they ever put together a good football program, I will be cheering them on like you wouldn't believe. But considering they're always kind of middle of the road, I don't get too excited about it. I just go with the Wolverines, you know. I'm not actually using my mask right now. I've got it on PDTs. I don't move it around. I mean, obviously I would get the best benefit out of it if I moved it around, since I'm always playing with different stuff. But I've got it parked on my PDTs right now. I don't really watch NBA. I mean, I'm like the fair weather watchers. I'll watch the playoffs. But I don't watch it during the season. The only thing I really watch during the season at all is NFL, football, and hockey. I don't really watch any other sports during the season. Well, Georgetown doesn't, but Colorado State does, of course. You already know. Just bashing. It's not their fault. Their illegally buying employees' budget is much smaller than Ohio State's is. They're geek. Colorado State doesn't have the funding to illegally purchase its players as much as Ohio State does. There's the problem. Get them some more money. Nice, Leo. Grats. That's awesome. Always a nice feeling finishing mastery. That's for damn sure. Now, hopefully one day they'll give us a reason to replay it. Give us a second reward tier. Give it to us. Please, Chromatic. Let us have it. No, I'm not going to be done after this map. I don't know when I'll be done. I'll be done at some point. I do have a lot of things to do this afternoon, so this won't be a super duper long stream. But I got a few more maps in me for sure. If you want to complete them, yeah. If you want to fully complete Mastery, then you have to do every map. You don't have to do every map in a tier. Like, to get to... You know, to get to the first few Hyper Shards, you can bounce around and do the easiest maps from every tier. They haven't directly said it, Mega Rocket, but basically, yeah. They said that now we know there's updates in the works, so we're still going to get those updates for DD2. And then after that, they said development will slow down, and the main thing that will get added in is cosmetics. Already have there, Free Ranger. I'll be using a webcam again when after we move. Right now I don't have an area to play. I don't have a designated gaming area. Like right now I'm streaming from my living room. So like my wife is sitting next to me watching TV. She don't want to see you all. She don't want you all being all up in her business while she's chillaxing. But once we move, I'll have a dedicated streaming and recording area again. So I'll be using a webcam again then. Did we get a proton over there? No, we did not. We better remedy that. Needs more proton. Maybe. Gonna be able to get it? Nope. We get all the lanes built? Hope so. It's about to start. Oh, I have hundreds of videos with a face cam, Sleo, not just one. I mean, literally hundreds. There's not crossplay in DD2, but there will be crossplay, hopefully, in DDA. That's bannable material there, Popper. I'm assuming that's not what you meant to type in. But if it's what you meant to type in, that's something that will get you banned here. DDA? What's DDA? Where you been there, Leon? DDA is Dungeon Defenders Awakened. It's a new Dungeon Defenders game that's in development. It's being kickstarted right now. It's got like 6 or 7 days left on the Kickstarter, and it's supposed to launch in October. I think it'll be more than that, Sleo. I mean, it has to be more than that. She's got a Dungeon Defenders account, but she only gets carried now. She doesn't like to play it. Well, I assumed that was an accident, but that was just a pretty rough one there, Dixon. I'm sure you would agree. I mean, it's going to have a lot of the same maps from DD1. There's no doubt about that. But, I mean, DD2 has a lot of the same maps from DD1 redone. So, I mean, we can't exactly say that that's never been done before, you know. I mean, we've got the people that are complaining about that, because there is a lot of people complaining about that. The people that are complaining about that are not realizing that a large chunk of DD2's maps came from DD1 as well. She still hasn't. What are you up to in Bejeweled now? She's like up to 1.5 billion Quicksilver, so she's got another, what, 600 million to go? That's like, it takes months to do that. She's like, years. Because you just, I mean, it would take, it's just a lot of hours of Bejeweled. I mean, how many hours can you really sink into Bejeweled in a row before you start to see little power circles and whatnot? I've already told him that, Angel. He's a glutton for punishment, so... I will tell you, you know, I mean, you do your thing there, Ginger. Do what you want, but I will tell you that resetting too early has ruined DD2 for a lot of players. It's a big mistake to do what you're about to do. There's been a large amount of players that just didn't want to play the game anymore after they reset. There's a video in my tutorials playlist about returning to the game, Kilohertz, that goes through the different time brackets of when you left and where you should be now. The game is all about shards now, so you got to get the right shards to really make your experience. Well, if you're too lazy to do floors, then certainly don't do an Ancient Power reset, because that's all you're doing. When you go through AP resets, all you're doing is doing Onslaught floors over and over and over and over. So if you don't want to do grind Onslaught, then do not do an Ancient Power reset. I mean, that's all Ancient Power is. Going through an Ancient Power reset is doing Onslaught again. Over and over and over and over. The little PAX notifications are going off like crazy on my phone, but I haven't seen anything else really super interesting. And there's another one. That's an Astroneer one. Their expo floor is about to closing, so all the game devs are getting their end-of-day tweets out. Uh-oh, we had one sneak through, and it's over. Got a truck beeping outside, how irritating. You need to change your strategy, Anakin. Like I said, there's a video in my guides and tutorials playlist that will talk about where you should be and what you should be doing if you're returning to the game based off of when you left. So that is what I would strongly advise you watch. Oh my god, this beeping truck is still going. How are we got more shit on our core? What is going on over here? And here's that lady orc that snuck through. Oh, a cobalt got her, is what happened. The cobalt didn't get wrecked here. At the stage where you were at, Ginger, my advice to you would be just to grind Chaos 7. I personally would not do an Ancient Power reset if you don't like Onslaught. I mean, it's just kind of silly. Makes zero sense. All it means is you won't be playing the game for much longer because you'll end up hating it, you know? Stack Mass Destruction and Destruction. and then use Destructive Pylon outside of a boost aura and upgrade it. Boom, you're way over 3 mil. Yeah, I still have to finish Astroneer, Jordan. I haven't finished it either. Your Ascension doesn't matter, Storm Dragon. Push Onslaught floors. What Ascension level you are has no effect on when you should reset. So the right answer is more Onslaught. So you go to the highest you can in Onslaught before resetting, is the general rule. I'll head on out to Tavern after this one and check the mods and whatnot. Oh, we didn't get, or we got the key. We got the resort, but not the keep. So I'll have a couple of rerolls to do on my Shadow Flame. Uh-oh. All froze up there. I wonder what was up with that. Jesus, man. These trucks are driving me nuts outside here. Is that on the train tracks? There's a loud ass something going on outside. Huh? Oh. Those of you who have been watching my streams for a long time know I got a train track that runs right behind my house. But there's been no trains going lately. And the reason being is down the road, there's a bridge that the train goes over, and the bridge got, there was a big car accident there, and the bridge got damaged. Well, it sounds like they're out there with a backhoe or whatever fixing it. So yeah, it's just gonna get super noisy here. So I'm gonna end the stream here after this run. We'll get this one knocked out first though, and go through some loot. Go through the loots. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to throw a real Skyguard in here. Just because. There we go. I think we're good, right? Trucks delivering the Shards vendor update, I wish. I'm hoping we find out a date tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow is going to be mainly about DDA. But I'm really hoping we get a date for the DD2 update tomorrow. Yeah, this is just a perfect lazy build right here. I mean, you can stand up here and just shoot, and you see the shots just go straight down and hit the enemies below. Or they'll go through the wall and hit the enemies that are up top. This is so perfect. Oh my god. Yeah, this backhoe is going to drive me nuts. With its beeping. Massive, massive beepy beeps. I still use Skyguards quite often, but one of the reasons is I've almost always got a Nuke Monk in my deck. And my Nuke Monk is also my Skyguard builder, so it's always there. more packs. Let's see. That was another PAX beep. Huh, that was talking about MTG Arena and their March update. What's up, Patty? How you doing? Long time no see. Yep, still grinding this game. I mean, I play a lot of other stuff too now, but yeah, still playing. I'll be playing it forever, Patty. Till DD2 comes out. And then I'll still be playing it, but I won't play it as often. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, Jordan. That's going to be a good game. I backed him on Kickstarter. Hopefully there's a playable build of that soon. Sorry, y'all. Now there's hammering going on. It's just going to get noisy. And like I said, this will be the last map. I do apologize, but it's just going to get really, really noisy. Should get it for the Switch. That's a good idea. Is it a... When's it going to be available on the Switch? Do you know? Oh, I'm super stoked for Borderlands 3, Patty. That's all I've been talking about all day. I just cannot wait for that. I mean, that's big time in the gaming world. You know, we've been waiting a long time for Borderlands 3. First 2 weeks in April, Espen is what they said. So, what, April's here next week? It could be here as soon as next week, or probably 2.5 to 3 weeks away. Same time as PC? Nice. Well, I mean, the main reason it got hated is it was a straight up cash grab there, Slia. It was... We were being charged to beta test their Playverse system, essentially. I played it. I had fun playing it. But it's an incomplete version of DD1 that's just a straight reskin. With what? I mean, just so few changes. Skeletal archers were a little over the top. That would be pretty cool. I'd be surprised if they give us a release date that soon. But that would be really cool. No doubt about it. You can't hear the noise, but I can, Mega, and it's very irritating for me, so... I use a noise gate that should be filtering most of it out, but it doesn't make my experience any more enjoyable listening to it, you know? There's a construction crew working outside. Like, it sounds like it's right outside my house. I don't think there's going to be any AP stuff now, Geek Illustrator. I think that was... I mean, I don't know. I mean, Elandrian said that he would like AP to feel more rewarding. prior to the announcement of chromatic games and all that stuff, but it was after the point where Elandrian would have known that the chromatic games thing was going to happen. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not expecting any changes to Ancient Power at this point, but I would like to see it, you know. I would certainly like to see it. See what kind of piratey goodness we got out of that. Oof, that's rough. Construction on the floor ahead. That anyway, like I said, I want to put together a what we know so far about DDA video this afternoon anyway. And I can get the audio of that recorded in between backhoe operations. But let's see what we got in the bags though. Sadly, I got a blue chest today. That's no good. Let's see. We overflowed, right? Yep. Looks like it was just shards, though. I think. Yeah, I'm not seeing any gear in that bag. Let's see. Give me another 10, huh? Another 10 out of 10 would be just awesome. What do we got here? Robust. See. I should probably save that anyway. I don't know what the quality of my Barbarian Robust chip is. Come on, 10. I know you're in here somewhere. Swap AP. Meh. Swap chips. I've just yet to find... I mean, in theory, a swap chip is very easy to place on something. Like, it would even make a lot of sense to put it on, like, a Nuke Monk. But then you start playing, and you find that you're just not swapping to the Nuke Monk often enough. You're either playing on the Nuke Monk, or he's not in your deck, you know? Yeah, looks like that may have been it for my loot today, huh? Yep, nothing else good today. Well, we picked up, what, 2 reroll tokens? Let's see. Or 4. Alright, so I can do 4 rerolls on this. Nope, no love. No love at all. It's all my ascension there, Patty. I've got a lot of ascension into it, into the health. So like my ascension, and I've got 800 of 999 into the health. And after I get to 999 here, I'll pump the ascension the rest of the way. But anyway, y'all, that is going to do it for today. So thank you all so much for swinging by. Keep an eye out to the channel later. Like I said, there's going to be a what we know so far video about DDA. And then hopefully we get a lot of new info tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, thank you all so much. I do appreciate y'all a ton. For more health, you get, it depends on the hero. I mean, her poison is directly scaling off of her hero health. Plus, if you're going to push high Onslaught, then hero health is a survivability thing. But anyway, thank you all a ton, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a great afternoon. Remember that tomorrow, being Friday, we'll be live on Twitch. So, 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We had time zone change here in the US. So it's PDT now instead of PST. But 1 p.m. over on the Twitches. So thank you all an absolute ton. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see y'all soon. Take it easy.